A drop in construction and freezing weather have contributed to the weakest economic growth seen in 5 years. The UK economy grew at just 0.1% during the first 3 months of this year. But the government insists that while they would have preferred to see better figures, the economy remains fundamentally strong. As Sky's economics editor, Ed Conway, reports.
What's the one thing worse than the worst economic growth in 6 years? Perhaps the fact we can't blame it all on the weather. When the beast from the east came to town, it certainly affected business for some firms. Particularly hard hit were retailers.
This one is wonderful.
And especially those selling seasonal wares.
January, not bad. February, not bad. Then the beast from the east arrived towards the end of March and nothing happened. Nobody wanted to spend their money. Nobody came out to buy anything. And business went totally dead for about 3 weeks.
Can you remember another time that was like that?
Do you know, I really can't.
But according to the Office for National Statistics, the economy was weakening well before the weather hit. Some sectors fared worse than others.
There was a particular issue with the construction industry. We made some announcements at the budget that we are investing in new housing, but obviously it takes time to get things through the planning system, to get all of those things ready. So we should see that coming through in due course. But there were some positives in terms of areas like services, areas like production did see quite high growth.
Look beyond that overall figure of 0.1% growth, and the real story here is that the main engine of the UK economy, the services sector, has actually slowed. A couple of years ago, services, the bottom bars here, was contributing about 2 percentage points of GDP growth. Now, that's halved to about 1%. Manufacturing, on the other hand, is actually doing relatively well.
The West Midlands, where this factory is based, is actually the only part of the UK that's grown faster after the crisis than before. So this is part of the good news story. This place is making small components that go into engines, cars, even dental tools. It's one of those links in those supply chains that straddle the continent.
This is a sleeve off a heavy-duty brake for Volvo trucks. We're seeing this growing at the moment. I mean, we don't understand where all these trucks are going. We have a theory that perhaps it's to do with internet shopping and that. We see the retail on the high street disappearing. People are buying stuff on the internet, so therefore they've got to get it round. They've got to get it round in trucks and that, you know.
And it's on the trucks that have the brakes that have your parts in them. Right.
And unlike some companies, they're not cutting back investment because of Brexit.
We're going into the unknown. For sure we could manage the known, but we're going into the unknown. But we feel relatively confident.
One definite takeaway, the Bank of England looks even less likely to raise interest rates next month. The cost of borrowing one thing that looks like staying frozen well into the summer. Ed Conway, Sky News in Redditch.